Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with Reicha. Yes, Antonin or Anton or Antoine or whatever you want to call him, depending what language you were speaking. Anton Reicha, who lived from 1770 to 1836. Boy, he was interesting. And we're only still learning just how interesting he was. He wrote treatises. He wrote tons of music. He was considered an eccentric. And eccentric he was. I mean, he did all kinds of weird experimental stuff. He experimented with quarter tones and unusual meters. There's a fabulous overture in 5/4 meter and stuff like that. I mean, he wrote things that nobody was going to play. I mean, he really was cool. He was one of the only professors at the Paris Conservatory who Berlioz could tolerate, which tells you something, because Berlioz, as you know, was as anti-traditional as you could possibly be. He hated everybody at the conservatoire, and except Reicha, basically. And Reicha encouraged Berlioz because he just had a very open mind. Reicha was a Czech composer. He was a friend of Beethoven. He was just ceaselessly curious and interesting. He really was. And so I have like all kinds of nifty music by him sitting around here. And where are the preludes and fugues and things? Those are upstairs. Oops. Some of the stuff is upstairs. But anyway, we've talked about some of it. First, he was the guy who invented the Wind Quintet. Yes, and here they all are. He wrote 25 of the suckers, if I'm not mistaken. They're here on CPO on 10 volumes. In 10 volumes, there's also another very good complete set of wind quintets out there. They're lovely, and every wind quintet in the universe plays them. Not all of them, and you may not want to have 25 wind quintets by Reicha, but they're interesting. You know, what he found fascinating about them was the fact that there were 5 completely disparate instruments. You know, a wind quintet is a flute, oboe, clarinet, horn, and bassoon. And he found that you could make, as he described it, you could just make color combinations, endless combinations of timbres. And so he wrote like 25 of these things, and they were enormously popular, and deservedly so. There are all kinds of fun stuff in here. So this is not all 10 of them. This is 8. 2 more of them are over there. But I figured I didn't need to pull them all out just to be able to show you a clump of wind quintets. So there you are. Reicha did wind quintets. And then we have here a nice collection of other interesting things. I have a lot of Reicha upstairs for 2 reasons. First, because I like a lot of it, and I want to keep it in the permanent collection, number 1. And number 2, because his music is just now coming into its own, especially his piano works and things, which are fascinating, just terrifically nifty. So here we have an octet with Consortium Classicum for bassoon, for 2 violins, viola, cello, oboe, clarinet, horn, bassoon, and double bass ad libitum. It's a big work, 40 minutes long, yeah. And his quintet in 1 movement, which is only 11 minutes long, or 12 minutes, for bassoon, 2 violins, viola, and bass. I mean, there are all kinds of interesting combinations. That's what's so much fun. And he was a gifted melodist, actually, what he wanted to be, because he was Czech. I mean, how could he not be? Then we've got his piano quintet in C minor for piano and strings, another big work, 42 minutes. I mean, these are big, ambitious pieces in large forms, and really successful large forms. And his trio in E-flat major for 3 cellos. Just 3 cellos. 27 minutes for 3 cellos on Praga Digitals with the Kotzian Quartet and friends. I mean, that's just so cool. Wind Concerti with Dieter Klücker, who plays the clarinet. Now, let's see, we've got his clarinet concerto, which was reconstructed by Eberhard Buschmann. Don't ask me what that meant. And the introduction rondo for horn and orchestra. It is introduction and variations for clarinet and orchestra on a theme by Dittersdorf, and his theme and variations for bassoon and orchestra with Dieter Klücker, clarinet, Sarah Willis, horn, Karl Otto Hartmann, bassoon, and the Prague Chamber Orchestra under Milan Lajcik. There you go. On Orfeo. Well, that's different. Now, what's this thing? Cincinnati College Conservatory of Music Wind Symphony under Eugene Corporon. This is on clavier. Yeah, that's the label. We have the Anton Reicha Commemoration Symphony, which is one of those big French Revolutionary type brass things. along with other interesting things. Circuits by Cindy McTee. She is known also as Mrs. Leonard Slatkin. Heroes Lost and Fallen by David Gillingham. It's a Vietnam memorial. Old Home Days by Charles Ives / Elkis. And the Morton Gould West Point Symphony. It's a wonderful collection, actually. Very nicely done. But the Reicha Commemoration Symphony is why I have that one. Reicha, The Art of Variation. Now, this has been re-recorded recently, actually, which is wonderful. This is a theme and 55, I think, variations, or 56 variations. Really, really nifty, which is supposed to, it's like the Goldberg variations. It's 75 minutes long in this performance under Mauro Masala piano. And, whoa, baby. The Art of Variation, yes, something worth listening to. It's really fun. It's got all kinds of interesting things happening in it. And go to classicstoday.com and you can read reviews of these things. We've written them out, so we don't have to go into it here, but you'll see them there. Then we've got piano trios, and there are 3 of them. He wrote 3 piano trios. Yay! With the Guarnieri Trio Prague on Supraphon. Lovely works, wonderful pieces. And again, serious pieces in large forms, 25-minute minimum. He is not joking. He's not futzing around with your time. And we've got a couple clarinet quintets. There are 2 of those, at least. I mean, who knows? There's more. One is Opus 89, one is Opus 107, with Vlastimil Marish clarinet and the Stamitz Quartet on Supraphon. Yay, thanks for them. And oh, this is so odd, and I've got 2 recordings of it. Can you believe it? 24 trios for 4 horns. No, for 3 horns. Yes, 24 trios for 3 horns. Remember the thing for 3 cellos? Well, 3 horns. And there are 24 of these suckers. I mean, really kind of amazing. I mean, they're not long. They go from like 5 minutes to 52 seconds or something like that. But here they are with the German natural horn soloists here. And the Czech folks here, Zdeněk Tischler and famous French horn Czech people. They've been recorded because how many three horn trio things are there in existence? Not many. No, not many at all. And then we've got a couple wind quintets. Why not? With the Michael Thompson Wind Quintet on Naxos. They did a few of these, if I'm not mistaken, and they're quite good, very good. And let's see, I got an itch. Well, let's take care of that. There we go. The quintets pour le cello principal avec quatuor accord. Okay, they're string quintets where the cello leads. And here on period instruments with Anna Bilsma and Vera Beths and Lucy Fandel and Jürgen Kusmal and Kenneth Slovic. Really, this is their first recordings on Sony Vivarte. And there are 3 of them. 3 quintets for string quintets. They're all in 3 movements. Quick movement, slow movement, zippy finale. Finale on a Russian theme on Dante and Poco Allegretto. See, there you go. It's just wonderful stuff. Really cool stuff. Very, very interesting composer. Eminently worth your time if you have some curiosity and the ability to just sit back, relax, and let something kind of quirky and different float over you. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.